Now, I know this is an area you've sort of been investigating and having a look into, and I'm very curious to pick your mind about it. And obviously, it's this idea of AI. Now, it is
Mhm,
evolving nowadays. I've been
mhm.
using a little bit of Chat GP,
Wow,
um,
wow,
and it's
crazy.
it's a bit crazy. So, talk to me about AI from your perspective, and I guess within esports, what sort of ways could it be incorporated? Do you reckon?
You know, AI is one of those things, and it's something I've moved into now full time since being, involved in esports and partnership managing and all the rest.
Mm,
It's something quite passionate to me, and it's quite early days in AI development and all the rest of it. So it's a really good time to get in. If you're ever thinking about it, or this isn't a shameless plug, forgive me, but if it's something that you find interesting, now's the time because we're
yeah.
in that. It reminds me of those early days of crypto.
Mm,
Everyone regrets they didn't get in at the start, knowing what they know now.
yeah.
This is that same gamble with AI. But in terms of esports, within games and how games are played, you're gonna have to look at stuff like how the games are actually built. I was only talking to a really good friend of mine today in a meeting. We were talking about AI and talking about how it can help assist building games.
Mm,
There might be ways to quicken up a timeline for a video game. The next Call of Duty
yeah.
this year's it's a 2-year cycle. If they have an AI assisting building their game with a particular set of algorithms, it may be a one game cycle because
Mm,
they're able to push a game out quicker. Uh, it can help with updates. It can help on the business side of esports. Investigating pipelines, assisting with sales. And I'm not going to sit here and say you just have to kick your feet up on your desk, press a button, and the AI runs about like iRobot and does all your bits for you. But it makes your life easier. Like
yeah.
it does the pipeline, it does the calculations, it gives you estimations, which in
Mm,
business is critical. And especially in esports, everyone wants to know what's going to happen in the future because that way you can save yourself. And
yeah.
AI, provides that ability. Sure, the accuracy is a bit hit and miss.
Yeah.
Again, variables, we know that. But there are multiple things that the AI can do to assist and just make your life easier. As you said with Chat GPT, like I'm going to come out and say it on this podcast. If you've received an email from me in the last week, it wasn't from me. It was from Chat. I didn't write it. I set it up as an assistant. I put in a few keywords for the emails, let it write it, I review it, and I hit send.
Mm,
It makes your life easier. It's not here to take over. It's not here to. Sure, there are some things in esports and gamings that it can replace. Human movement and human decisions.
mm,
You might look at games where there's ability to judge who wins a fight, etc., or wins a battle. Human judging can be replaced with AI judging. How accurate will that be?
yeah.
Stuff like that. There's 100 variables, but that's all part of the process, and it's definitely nowhere near perfect. But it's an industry that's fluxing, and it can almost have the same crossover, I dare say, as the Web3 to crypto in
Mm,
esports. It's just in a different way. It's not so much funding, it's not so much getting involved with in-game characters and all the rest. It's more about the construction of esports as the ecosystem, and things like ChatGPT, they're this very bare minimum of AI. As you said in the intro, I work for a company that uses, an AI and motion tracking to track, soccer players and athletes all around the globe.
mm,
Here in Melbourne to, Israeli leagues in the Middle East. It's the bare minimum of what the AI can do. It has endless possibilities, and God, it sounds cliche, but the thing is, it's just true,
yeah.
right? People come to you Web3 crypto, it's this and that. It's cliche, but the fact is, it's true. You're just sick of hearing about it. So look, it has massive upside potential, but at the same time, it's a flip of a coin, Lachlan. You have
Mm,
your upside, but it also has your downsides. You might see a fair few loss of jobs, in
mm,
esports business as a player, as a businessman, if you want to call yourself that.
mm.
Your job's never really secure. And if anyone follows me on Twitter, my timeline's sometimes filled with random 3 a.m. in the fields tweets about how no one's jobs are safe in esports. Look at 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
Look at Face Clan. Anything can happen in a click of a moment. So
Mhm.
AI may eliminate that as a whole. It may already take the jobs away. It's very controversial in that sense, but
Yeah.
it's not here to take over. It's not like iRobot. It's not here to take over and, we're all going to become, the chat GPT what it is to us. It's here to assist and help. So I think there's a massive possibility for crossover. to say where it's going to happen specifically, besides the business side, I can't really tell you. Maybe game development. It's hard to tell because it's not at its peak yet. So it's still early days. Some really high Q person, which is not that hard to be any smarter than me. You can develop something with a couple hundred algorithms, a couple 100,000 algorithms, and make something that changes esports forever. We don't
Mm,
know, but that's the possibility AI has. So it's good, but it's also bad. That's evolution as a whole. I think.
yeah. The way that I've sort of looked at it and the way you've described it in that sense is, you sort of mentioned briefly the whole Web3 and crypto integration within esports in comparison to AI. It's
Yeah.
almost like I look at it like a house. There's two houses. One house is the Web3 AI or the Web3 crypto house, and it's a stock standard house, but it's fancy. It's got decorations. It's got a nice TV. In comparison to the AI house, it's maybe a little bit more robust. It's a little bit more structured, and it's being able to maybe be replicated a lot more easier, efficiently. And that's the way I sort of look at AI, sort of, and towards the progression of it, being able to sort of help put systems in place that can be easily replicated, easily augmented onto
Yeah.
already existing problems. And I think that is
Yeah.
probably the key foundation AI is going to play within esports.
100%. 100%. It's got serious possibilities, but we just need a really smart person to come along and actually show us because that's all it will take is one serious AI algorithm software product, whatever you want to call it. That's all it will take. I'm sorry if you can hear the dog barking in the background.
That's all
Maybe
right.
quite loud, and likes to chirp at all types of hours. But yeah, look, it's one of those things where it just takes one person to change the game, and I think it'll be changed forever.
Yeah. I guess it's probably too far fetched to say because you take away the human element of it. But do you reckon we're ever going to get to a point in 5, 10 years whereby AI is literally just going to outpace, human players in terms of esports, and we're going to have AI
Mm,
teams versus AI teams?
no,
No.
because as individuals, we won't allow that, right?
Yeah.
There is
True.
a limit. What people forget is we control it. It
Mm,
doesn't control us.
yeah.
You're in control of your own product. You're in control of your own creation. Now, history will tell you sometimes people don't think the same way, but we are interested in esports and you know we're here to see each other play well. We want to see the Call of Duty lands. We want to see the people win a game 250 to 0, 3-0 and stand up and just let them know about
Let
it.
them know about it.
We want to see RLCS regionals and RLCS championships, people getting reverse swept and
Mm,
them standing up and just letting other people know
yeah.
how they feel, and the noise of the crowd and how it makes you feel and going to these events in person. We as humans, we as evolution shouldn't, and I feel we won't allow it to take over to that extent.
Yeah.
But sure, it'll come to the extent of maybe an AI is training you on how to become better.
Mm,
Maybe unfortunately, lucky you're out of a job. We don't know, right?
hmm.
But you know, that's not 5, 10 years away. That's further than that.
Mm,
We also have to understand that it was like crypto at some point.
mm.
Not everyone was very acceptant of crypto in its first 5 to 7 years of a startup, right? Everyone, or you're into crypto, or you're a scammer, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Sure, that's out there. That's out there. That's factual, but not everyone was so acceptance of it. And I think with AI and what it resembles, obviously movies, I keep saying I Robot, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's as close as I can get it to make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we're not very acceptance of change as
Mm,
individuals, as humans.
yeah.
So it'll be sure the product will be out there, but it doesn't mean it will be in our face doing our thing. So I think we're looking at a decade plus.